into Karen Huger from the Real Housewives of Potomac, shall we? As it was exposed, Karen Huger actually is on her 4th DUI. The prosecutors, wait, wasn't her sentencing hearing the other day? I have to go and look online if that information has come out yet about what she was sentenced to. But prosecution actually wanted to go really lenient on her. She is eligible for like years in prison, but they are only seeking 6 months for her. And so Karen, per usual, she is not taking full responsibility for what happened. She's actually blaming everything on Bravo and the Real Housewives of Potomac. Her lawyers have argued, and I quote, Ms. Huger's mother died on Thanksgiving morning in 2017 of kidney failure and sepsis. Her father died 7 months later on June 28, 2018, from the complications of Alzheimer's and of a broken heart. Those 2 losses in quick succession were for Ms. Huger personally devastating and, in her opinion, may have been the straws that broke her back, arguably leading to several errors in judgment that led to her arrest in this case. However, again, her mom, rest her soul, this is sad, right? Died in 2017. Her dad died in 2018. She was arrested in 2023. And that wasn't the first time. It's not like this is out of the ordinary for her. This was her 4th DUI. And she started racking up the DUIs well before her parents died. So I personally do not understand how this could be used as an excuse, but I digress. Her legal team continued on to say, Ms. Huger reports that it was during the trial that she first saw the body camera footage of her demeanor and coordination. She had suffered a concussion from the exploding airbags, along with the alcohol and medication. So apparently she never saw the footage, which I'm not sure I agree with. I believe that it was already confirmed previously that she was shown the footage, right, before she went and rejected the plea deal. But okay. And so she's explaining away her behavior, which was out there bragging about being lit after crashing her car, calling people poor and white, bragging about her association with Andy Cohen, Bravo, and everything like that, and talking about being George Jefferson's concubine. Now all of that is because she diagnosed herself with a concussion from an exploding airbag. And it feels so weird to me as a former La Dame to be speaking about the Grande Dame like this. But I am just so tired of her. I am tired of her lies. I am tired of just like her deflections and everything like that. At this point, I see what everybody else has been saying about her for years, right, on that show. So I'm over it, and it feels like I'm a Karen hater, but it's not true. My tried and true co-reporters who've been tuning into the Morning Report since we started back in December know that I loved me some damn Karen Huger, y'all. I really, really did. So I'm sad that things have even come this way. I'm looking at the comments now. Y'all are saying she's being sentenced today. Okay, well, I'll take a look. Look, I'm already dressed. Do I not look formal like I'm going to court to see what's happening with Ms. Huger? I'll keep an eye out. What do you guys think is going to happen to her? Again, prosecution is seeking only 6 months. And I actually think that in them looking to sentence her to something so light already, I think the judge might even go ahead and say, you know what? I think that's reasonable. Let's go ahead and give her the 6 months, right? Again, this was her 4th DUI, you guys. It's not the first time. Ali says, well, it's a tragedy that her parents have passed. She should have received therapy as this occurred in 2024. Exactly. Her DUI, the latest one, happened 7 years after the passing of her parents. It's sad that happened, but 7 years. Stop it. East Awesome says, Karen would see the footage in the discovery process. Such a liar. She needs to go to jail. There she goes, lying again. And this is why I just cannot with her anymore. I can't. Hi, Jen. Nice to see you again. Now let's see. And thank you, Ken. That is so nice of you. Let's see the rest of what it is that her lawyers try to argue for her. Okay. So again, now they're saying that she had a concussion. Did she ever actually claim to have a concussion, or was she diagnosed with one? I do not think so, because that was not something that was presented in courts. Okay. So, Ms. Huger reports that it was during the trial that she first saw, okay, she suffered a concussion. Okay. The court will also note that Ms. Huger did not testify at trial. For many months, Ms. Huger was hoping to explain that she believed she drank in moderation. However, her difficulties that evening were the product of a combination of alcohol and a prescribed antidepressant medication for depression. However, Ms. Huger eventually acquiesced to the legal advice of her counsel, indicating that such circumstances might be mitigation, but is not a defense. This is because the taking of such a strong antidepressant medication can amplify the effects of alcohol on one's coordination. The taking of that prescribed medication is not a defense to DUI. To the contrary, it's more of a reason to avoid consuming alcohol before driving. Not her legal team dragging her. Not her legal team dragging her. Okay, I thought they were supposed to be helping her. Okay. Ms. Huger reports when she started taking the prescribed dosages of the medication following her grape in college, she felt she was able to continue to drink in moderation in social settings. However, over time, the loss of her parents and the pressures of being in the public eye, and here's where she blames Bravo, right? Pressures of being in the public eye, stress of providing responsible leadership on the TV show continued to wear out her well-being. Over time, the dosages of the medication went up, probably beyond prescribed recommendations, but the drinking in moderation remained the same. As she explains, quote, I was taking 1 pill after the assault, and then I began taking 2 after my parents' death. I appeared to be in control and had no noticeable issues that I was aware of. So she's been on these antidepressants since her assault in college. And she's been drinking moderately since she was on these medications. Then how did she rack up the 3 DUIs before her parents' passing, right? Because now we're saying that it's her upping the dosage of her medication since the passing of her parents. But what about before? She was on the medication. She was supposedly drinking responsibility. How did she get 3 DUIs? How? I really hope that the state pokes some holes in all of these damn lies that she is peddling and all of these excuses. Lenny says she needs to go to jail and learn a lesson. Otherwise, she'll keep doing it again. If she does it again, increase the jail time. I agree. 4 DUIs is inexcusable, y'all. Brandon, it's inexcusable. It is. She needs to go to jail. In fact, she was so flippant when she was speaking to the cops in the detention center, right? She was saying, oh, well, they'll probably give me 30 days. I'm rich and famous. Give her the 30 days she wanted. Vera says she needs to go to jail. It's the best thing for her. She went to a spa, not a treatment center. No accountability. Next time she does this, it could be fatal to her or someone else. And I agree. They've given her 3 chances to get it together already. And the third one, they actually got it dropped to some kind of reckless driving instead of the DUI that it was initially. It's too much. Too much. Also, the judge could still give her the 2 years. You know what? But I think the judge will go ahead and give her the 6 months. At least I hope. What are you guys hoping for? Let me go ahead and see. And no, Mary, she hasn't been formally sentenced yet, but today is the sentencing day. Ali says, I look for all of my leaders to have 4 DUIs minimum. Maybe she does have a brain injury. Oh my God, you guys are on a roll and I am here for it. Karen, girl, stop. And you know what? Because we were on Campire's channel with Layla on Monday, and we talked about this, right? We were talking about how Campire was talking about how maybe Bravo can give her a breather so that she can get it together. And so we were like, oh, but listen, wait a minute. Other housewives have had DUIs and drinking arrests and stuff like that. Could that not open them up to a lawsuit if they were to fire, right, or put on pause the one Black housewife who has that sort of an issue, right? Because we saw Luann, she was fine. She even got the sit down and everything. We saw Shannon, she's still filming. So if they were to just go ahead and fire Karen, I think that would open up a discrimination suit, right? And so we were kind of thinking about that. But now, in her own words and in her legal team's own words, them saying that there's a lot of pressure in her being a leader on RHOP and the pressure of being a public facing person, famous, maybe now she's actually opened up a possibility for them to put her on pause, right? Because now she's saying, right, in court, sworn under oath or whatever, that that this has not been good for her and that this has been detrimental to her, right? So very, very curious to see how this is going to affect her moving forward. The defense also said, in hindsight, she's concerned that the medication combined with alcohol impaired her ability to accurately assess her coordination on March 19th. During the trial, she could not turn off the testimony or the body cameras. She could not get up and walk out of the room nor look at her phone. The trial was a wake-up call that inspired Ms. Huger to take the dramatic step of entering a 28-day inpatient rehabilitation program, beachside in West Palm Beach. But listen, she said on RHOP that she's not an alcoholic, so I don't think she went to rehab. What would a non-alcoholic or a non-addict need to go to rehab for, right? The court is probably very familiar with dual diagnosis treatment programs. Ms. Huger refers to her time at the beachside, as a triple diagnosis program dedicated to treating alcohol abuse, drug medication abuse, and trauma. Ms. Huger took her last dose of the antidepressant medication on December 28th, the night before she checked into her residential program. She reports that 4 nights later, she woke up completely drenched in sweat and she went through withdrawal, her lawyer said. In response, the prosecutors pointed out she has 2 prior DUI, DWI convictions, plus a third one that was pled down to a reckless driving. Listen, Karen, you in danger, girl. You in danger. I don't think she's getting out of this one free, especially after that body cam footage. That body cam footage did her in, right? Rose says she needs to be punished, even if it's just probation. I agree. Hold My Foot Joe says 4 DUIs is wild work. That's a pattern of behavior at this point, and I agree. Theo, yeah, that's another one I agree with, right? That Luann basically got a promotion from Bravo when she got her DUI. So they have to tread very, very lightly when they deal with Karen as a result of this situation. And then remember, wasn't Teresa in jail for like a federal crime, like fraud or something? And they did like this whole special. Didn't they put her show on pause while she was serving her time at camp away or whatever? I don't know. Ellie says she entered an in-person spa weekend. And I agree. And prosecution says the same thing, that listen, like we're sick and tired of her playing in our face, like the lies, as Candy would say over on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And look who's back with another super chat. Whoop, whoop. Thank you for the super chat, Trent. Trent says Karen needs to go to the slammer so that Ray can get some relief after 2 decades of her hot mess. Hopefully he ends their lease and finally retires in Florida like he wants. Yes, I've been saying this. I think that Ray at this point should just go ahead, file for a divorce or whatever, even a separation, while Karen is in the slammer, or maybe when she gets out, and live his best life in Florida. Why be stuck in the DMV with Karen, who keeps on racking up these DUIs and embarrassing you, when he could be living his best life, right, on the golf courses of Florida? And you know what? Maybe that's something else that's causing Karen issues, right? Maybe she's got seasonal depression mixed in with depression and trauma and potential alcoholism. All of that is a recipe for disaster. I actually think that it would be best for Karen to even try living in a sunshine state for a little bit and see how that helps her with her mood and everything. You know, SAD is hard. It's really, really hard to deal with, right? So I think that this actually could help her even, right? If she were to follow him, and if not, whatever, right? And again, Karen is now saying in court that that being on the show is detrimental to her. So I think that's perfect ultimatum material for Ray. Like, you know, like, let's go. This is not, you know, helpful to you. You're getting into all of these issues and stuff, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. She got 3 DUIs when she was not even on the show. And now that she's on the show, she's actually only gotten 1 in 6 years. I actually think that the show might have been helping her. Just saying. Ali, and he looks so tired, right? Like, I felt bad for him, like waking him up out of his slumber. And you know how I pictured Ray getting up and getting the news? I pictured him getting the news, and it was just such like a visual thing. So let me close my eyes and describe it to you. I pictured Ray sleeping, right? Like Dracula. And then he gets a call, and it's on the rotary thing, right? And he picks it up off the thing like this. hello, your wife, she's got another DUI again. Oh, damn it. And so he lights a candle on one of those things, and he's wearing like the pajamas, it's striped, long sleeve, right? And he has a little hat on too, and he's got his candles, and he's looking for like his shoes. And then he gets out of the house, and he's just like, oh, damn it. You know, he gets in his car, gets over there, and sees his wife, her wig sliding halfway off her head, her eyes like this. She's slurring her words. She reeks of booze. This is a man who worked so hard his entire life, right, to build a successful company and career and everything. And now he deserves to be living the time of his life. And his wife is just a mess, right? Y'all, did y'all feel that too? That's the vibe I got, y'all. That's the vibe I got. I said, oh man, not you making him light a candle. Listen, candles are expensive these days. Now you got to light a candle and head on over, shuffle on over to figure out what the heck is happening with you. A mess. Star says, I need to take Grace's advice. I also get seasonal depression, but it's warmer this week. Oh, it's rough. Listen, y'all, that move to Spain is looking better and better by the day. We have nothing but rain here, and I am so over it. Angie, wow, what a cute little doggy. My sister has one of these dogs too. Her name, I don't know if it's a girl. It's a girl. Her name's Winky. If she was in rehab center, she wouldn't have woke you in sweats having withdrawals because they would have had her on meds to keep her from going through that. Oh, not her lies getting clocked. This is reminding me of when Mia's IVF lies got clocked on the reunion. Come through, Angie. Thank you for that. No, Millie, she's being sentenced today, but it hasn't happened yet. Keep an eye out, you guys. Keep an eye out. What do y'all, you know what? Listen, I think she's going to get at least 6 months, minimum 1 month though. So I'm guessing anywhere from 1 to 6 months. Listen, maybe I should start a betting website so we could all bet on this. Justice for Ray, y'all. Free Ray Huger. I want him in sunny Florida. I can't imagine being stuck in the DMV, you know, when I want to be in Florida. And listen, Florida, it's got its fair share of problems, but like it's got the sun. And I feel like the sun makes up for a lot of problems in life, y'all. So I think this is his moment to go ahead and make the escape. And I think a lot of people would support him on this. Like, you know, maybe if it was only one DUI, people would be like, come on, like it's too hasty. You don't throw away your marriage for that. But it's multiple DUIs and it's a whole host of other problems as well. And yeah, I don't know why, but this was the most visual like thing I had as soon as I heard about Ray or saw Ray on the cam. And then he swapped out his little like, you know, kind of like Santa PJ hat for like the little fedora, the what do you call it? Indiana Jones fedora and stuff. Oh my God. And I love to hear it, Star. Oh God, thank you so much for tuning into the morning report every day, and welcome to my newbies as well. We do the morning report every single morning, weekday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about the day's hottest stories. So feel free to join us. We're also live, of course, tomorrow, Friday, next week, every single weekday as well. How many wicks does a candle have? You know what? Listen, it depends. Is he more team Wendy or is he more team Karen? I kind of think that maybe he might have 4 wicks. Listen, she is his wife after all. She is his wife. Guys, we've got a couple words from our sponsors. Then on the flip side, we're going to talk about Luigi Mangione's legal team filing a motion for dismissing the charges against him on the grounds of unlawfully obtained evidence. And we also have to talk about last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Give me a second. I'm going to sip my water. And we'll be right back. Make sure to like the stream if you're enjoying this episode so far, and I'll catch you on the flip side. The morning